Black Friday sales have officially hit the North American eShop, and as I promised, I've updated the video to reflect that and mention the prices and end dates for those of you in the US and Canada. So do look at the graphics on screen, and I hope that you were able to grab something you may have wishlisted earlier. There are also a few new additions to the list, just to sweeten the pot a little. So with that said, grab a brew, and let's jump into the video. Kicking off with one of the most strangely addictive games I have ever played. Loop Hero is a part roguelite, part strategy, part world builder game. Instead of controlling your hero directly, you place tile cards along a loop, and your hero continuously makes his way around loop after loop until you die or retreat. And every additional loop, there are more enemy spawns, terrain bonuses, villages, mountains, and strange anomalies. Each run will continue until you are smart enough to leave with all of your resources gathered, or unlucky enough to die and take home the scraps of an unsuccessful run. What I enjoy most is how hands-off yet tactical it feels. You spend most of the run tweaking the loop rather than button mashing, and the small adjustments add up to massive differences in the difficulty and pacing. The sense of progression is so strong that it never becomes frustrating. It's a smart, satisfying game. You get to a point when you think you have a grasp of everything, and then a new terrain tile completely changes the way you have to play. It's so simple, but incredibly fun, and it's just currently £3.19 or your regional equivalent, and is on sale until November 30th in the UK and Europe, and December 4th in North America. I still can't believe that Skyrim was released almost 15 years ago. On the Switch, it remains one of the most impressive ports out there. Being able to wander through snowy mountains, join guilds, slay dragons, and hoard cheese wheels anywhere you go still feels surreal. The game includes all major DLC, giving you a huge amount of content, well in excess of 100 hours, with a mad amount of replayability. Performance-wise, it holds up remarkably well. The draw distance is impressive considering the hardware, and load times are far better than I expected. If there's anything that might put newcomers off, it's the sheer scale. It's a massive adventure, and the menus can feel heavy compared to modern UI design. But the freedom and exploration easily outweigh that. To this day, Skyrim is still one of the most engrossing RPGs ever made, and this version is fantastic. Visually, the art direction still holds up. Sure, some textures have been peeled back, but the core remains brilliant, and ultimately you are getting exactly what you expect. And for what could be over 100 hours for just £14.84, or your currency's equivalent, this sale ends on November 30th in the UK and Europe and December 4th in North America. But if you would prefer something more charming, more warm and full of heart, this next RPG hits that spot. No Kuni 2 is a charming action RPG with a bright world, energetic combat, and a story that leans heavily into optimism. The Prince's Edition on the Switch includes all DLC and extra content, making it the definitive way to play the game. What I love most about this sequel was the mix of genres packed into one. You've got real-time combat, a kingdom building system where you manage resources and recruit citizens, and even small-scale tactical battles. It keeps the pacing varied, and I really had a blast playing it. Unfortunately, what's missing from this sequel are the cutscenes, which gave the first game so much emotional impact. Studio Ghibli collaborated with Level 5 for the first game, and it really elevated it. However, this really is a heartfelt RPG, with a gentle tone and a metric ton of content, easily offering well over 50 hours of gameplay. And for £7.99, or your region's equivalent, this is one of the easiest recommendations I can make. And it is 84% off until November 30th in the UK and Europe, and December 4th in North America. And now for the gold standard of turn-based tactical games. The Xcom 2 collection is brutal, unpredictable, and endlessly replayable. You command a guerrilla force fighting back against the alien occupation, managing a mobile base, researching tech, and leading squads into nail-biting missions where every shot can change the outcome. This collection bundles the base game, the War of the Chosen expansion, and all of the DLC, making it the only definitive way to play the game. Every turn is a story, desperate flanks, heroic last stands, and catastrophic failures that somehow feel earned. It's a fantastic blend of strategy and tension where success demands planning and adaptability, and few games make winning feel as hard-earned as this game. And on the flip side, not many make failure feel this personal. This sale is only available in North America and is currently $7.49 US or $8.99 Canadian, and is on sale until December 12th. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 isn't just a remake, it's a complete resurrection. Vicarious Visions rebuilt the iconic skateboarding duo from the ground up, keeping the exact feel of the original while giving everything a slick modern upgrade. The controls are smooth and snappy, tricks chain together effortlessly, and the physics strike that perfect balance between arcade fun and mastery. All of the classic levels return: the warehouse, school, hangar, and the bullring, now rendered with gorgeous detail that makes them feel alive without losing their old school identity. The full skater roster is here too, along with new pros and the legendary soundtrack that defined an entire era. The upgrade also offers a creator park mode and a creator skater that offer near endless replay value. I wasn't expecting too much with this, but I really was surprised with how good it is and how much fun I had playing it. It's currently 60% off, costing £15.99 or your regional equivalent, and is on sale until November 30th in the UK and Europe and December 4th in North America. The collection including the third and fourth game are also on sale, but it's a bit more expensive and they weren't quite as good as this bundle. And sticking to that theme of exploration and extraterrestrials, up next is Astroneer, a colourful, creative space sandbox focused entirely on exploration, building, and improvisation. You reshape planets, dig massive tunnels, connect networks of tethers, research alien artifacts, and slowly expand automated bases. The feel and tone of the game is incredibly laid back. You're never pressured by aggressive enemies or harsh timers. Instead, the fun comes from experimenting with terrain tools, vehicles, and modular crafting systems. The minimalist art style makes it easy to read even on a smaller screen. The only catch I've run into is that large bases can occasionally dip in frame rate, but it's nothing that ruins the flow. It's fun, easy to play, and surprisingly in-depth, with 40+ hours available to dig into. It's a great pick if you want that creative, survival-light experience that encourages curiosity and rewards experimentation. And for just £7.75 or your region's equivalent, this is a great deal, a 67% discount until November 30th in the UK and Europe and December 4th in North America. Moving on to something larger, faster, and more combat focused. This next RPG is a blast. Kingdoms of Amalur is a huge, fast-paced action RPG with some of the most satisfying combat in the genre. Big sweeping attacks, fluid combos, magical finishes, everything feels chunky and responsive. The world is massive, packed with quests, crafting, abilities, and distinct regions. What keeps it engaging is how flexible the class system is. You can mix magic, melee, and range builds, freely creating some incredibly fun hybrid playstyles. I completely missed this game on the 360 and put off playing the Switch version for so long in fear of performance issues, but much to my surprise, they seem to have been patched, for the most part. You can definitely feel its dated mechanics at times, but that gives it a bit of personality, and it's just fun and a little overlooked, and it's just currently £11, 2 pence or your regional equivalent, and is on sale until November 30th in the UK and Europe and December 4th in North America. But if you would prefer something darker, heavier, and more methodical, the next pick is right up your alley. Mortal Shell is a dark, atmospheric action RPG, inspired by Souls-like design, but with its own identity. Instead of traditional armor and leveling, you inhabit different warrior shells, each with its own strengths, weaknesses, and movesets. The combat is weighty and tactical. Every swing matters, every dodge matters, and the Harden ability adds a unique defensive layer. It's a system that rewards patience and precision. It's a legitimately gripping experience with moody environments, challenging encounters, and an interesting world structure, and it looks great. And while there are the occasional frame rate issues, at £2.49 it's an absolute bargain and fully worth picking up. It's tough but fair, and the shell system gives it a style that helps it stand out. Mortal Shell Complete Edition is on sale until November 30th in the UK and Europe and December 4th in North America. And now for one of the best modern JRPGs ever made. Persona 5 Royal is the definitive version of this masterpiece, a massive character-driven heist story wrapped up in turn-based combat and dripping with style. You play as the leader of the Phantom Thieves, a group of misfit students who dive into surreal palaces to steal the twisted desires of corrupt adults. The Royal Edition expands the original game with new areas, confidants, mechanics, and an entire new semester, turning an already huge adventure into a true epic. The combat strikes perfect rhythm between strategy and flash, while the calendar system gives everyday meaning, studying, exploring Tokyo, and building relationships whilst preparing for the next big mission. The art direction is iconic and the soundtrack is unforgettable, and it's one of those casts that you genuinely care about by the end of the game, and I really can't say enough about this game. It's currently 65% off, costing you £19.24 or your currency's equivalent, and is on sale until November 30th in the UK and Europe and December 4th in North America. After a big fantasy adventure, it's time for something calm, gentle, and cozy. Unpacking is one of the most relaxing and emotionally draining games you can play on the Switch. A quiet narrative told entirely through the objects you place into new homes. Clothes, books, mementos, kitchenware. The way you arrange them paints a picture of someone's life without a single line of dialogue. It's meditative, thoughtful, and calming. There's no timer, no fail state, just the gentle satisfaction of organising, decorating, and discovering the story beats through belongings. The pixel art style is cozy and warm, and the stories you read into from the gameplay are surprisingly deep and nuanced. The concept is simple enough, but it's a pretty thought-provoking game. If you love meaningful and peaceful games, this is an excellent choice. It's currently £7.19, or your country's equivalent, and you're looking to get about 4 hours of the story. Unpacking is also on sale until November 30th in the UK and Europe and December 4th in North America. And finally, if you're drawn to something more classic and loot-driven instead of emotional, this next pick is a staple. Diablo 2 Resurrected brings back one of the most influential action RPGs ever made. And with this remaster, you get beautifully enhanced visuals and all of the classic gameplay intact. Loot-driven combat, build experimentation, dark dungeons, and fast-paced progression, it all holds up. I like the touch that lets you swap between the updated graphics and the original look instantly. If there's one thing to note, it's that navigating the inventory with a controller can take a minute to get used to, but once it clicks, it's fine. This is a piece of gaming history, and while the online servers aren't updated too frequently nowadays, the campaign is still fantastic and worth playing to experience the grandfather of this genre. There's not really too much to say, it offers endless replayability, and if you have even a remote interest in dungeon crawlers, just give it a go. It's currently £11.49 or your currency's equivalent until November 30th in the UK and Europe and December 4th in North America. And that wraps up this first Black Friday Nintendo eShop deal roundup. If this video helped you find something new to play, dropping a like really supports the channel. I cover the best eShop deals every single week, so feel free to subscribe if you want to stay on top of the biggest discounts. Let me know in the comments which game you're picking up, or if there's a hidden gem I should check out next. And be sure to come back, as in the next couple of weeks, the Black Friday deals and holiday deals will ramp up and get quite crazy. Apologies for the re-upload of this one, but I wanted to do it just to update the prices for the North American watchers out there, so thanks for bearing with me. But with that said, thanks for watching, stay cozy, and I'll see you around.